Wambach, the top face-off man in the ACC, fourth nationally. But it's Duke who wins the opening draw. Luke Engelke comes up with it, and the Blue Devils go to work on offense.
And Anish, you bring up that BU game. Something that they did a better job of was being clean on the perimeter, but it's going to be important that they continue to do that today. They can't have any unforced errors and stick work on the perimeter.
Here is Max Sloat, bounce shot, and it's stuffed by the Princeton transfer Michael Gianfraccaro. Wertheim at 5 points against Virginia last time out. Now English. He'll play two ways for Carolina, mostly an offensive guy this year. Defensive midi for the early part of his career. Duffy, spin cycle, shoots, and scores. Jules, Owen Duffy was a game-time decision coming into today. So was Dom Petramala. He looked pretty good.
Doesn't look like there's a thing wrong with him, Anish. And this is actually his first time playing in this game. He did not play in it last year. Manage the moment. He is the moment. Duffy, excellent job getting topside there. That little spin move, just showcasing his athleticism to create that separation. And then a change of angle on his shot with his left hand. That's a big-time move at a big-time player to start this game.
If you're defending North Carolina, Duffy and Petramala account for 43% of their goals. It starts there.
And obviously you have to stop them. You cannot let him break you down one-on-one like that.
Wambach was able to vacuum it, flips it into the air, loose ball. Carolina almost had it, off the scramble, and that shot missed wide. Now Wertheim, dangerous on the invert. Bard early on has done a nice job on 77, Petramala. English, little show and tell. He gets caught in an ambush. Jamison, the point-blank save.
That's a big-time save out of Jamison. Allow him to settle down. Short sticking the attack right now, which means there's two long stick players guarding the Duke midfield, making it that much more difficult for them to create separation within their offense.
And Duke's seen a lot of that, the double pole this season. Kershus gives it up, step down, and a score. Ben Johnston had been in a bit of a shooting slump. He snaps out of it, and we're tied.
And it starts down on the defensive side of the ball with Pat Jamison, the stopper. As Duke gets it down offensively, the ball movement, Ben Johnston showcasing his range.
And Jules, they can rely on what's been a pretty steady defense most of the season.
They can indeed, and it starts with number 23 in white, Aiden McGuire at the short stick defensive position. You mentioned it earlier, but in my opinion, he is one of the best, if not the best, short stick middies in the country right now. And then you go down to their long pulls, and they're doing a fantastic job of just handling their matchups.
Able to break the ride, unsettled. Kershus had the goalie tripping over himself, and he missed the cage badly. That was the first shot attempt by a Duke attackman. Here comes Sloat, guarded by the freshman Salucci. Sloat on the run!
Offensive coordinator Matt Danowski said, "We're not afraid to dodge the poles. I want my guys attacking the poles." Max Sloat, who I think has come on tremendously this year as a dangerous midfielder. He's got size. He can shoot with his right hand, his left hand. Just gets down the alley there and buries that off stick.
Before he got hurt on that 2022 national runner-up team, and then came back championship weekend after missing a big chunk of the season. McAdory falls in the crease. And it's going to be Carolina ball. Dumps it behind the cage to Petro. The son of the Hall of Famer and Carolina defensive coordinator Dave Petramala. Wertheim with 20. Down the alley. Tries to spin it back. It's knocked loose. Caused turnover by Charlie Johnson. Think about the #1 cover guys they've had of late. JT Giles-Harris, Kenny Brower, now Johnson, now McGuire, a one-man clear.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need to develop your confidence. Playing against someone of that stature and Brendan O'Neill consistently, it allows you to work on things you have to develop. There's no pressure either. You know that that's the best player in the country. If he beats you, he beats you.
Johnston's shot saved by Gianfrancaro. Carolina scored the first goal, Duffy. And then the midfield combo of Johnston and Sloat, the answers for Duke. Heels using the sub game. Levy, crease feed, the dunk. Does it count? No, in the crease. Nick Dupuis, the Stony Brook transfer. Shot clock inside of 10. Cusolito, crease feed, it's tipped. Shot clock expires. UNC with a quick restart, 16 seconds.
Just another example, Duke not getting into their offense quick enough. Trying to dodge short six up top.
Here's Duffy, final ticks, quarter #1. Duffy slips, falls, plays it back with one long distance shot saved by Jamison. They've won the majority of the faceoffs so far. Bard checks it away from Petramala. Now, we were told going into this game, Duffy and Petramala, game time decisions, neither practiced for most of the week. They returned to practice just yesterday. And outside of the one goal by Duffy, not much of a factor. McGuire's shot blocked. Christmas over to Nolan, his shot blocked. And this is one of those rivalry games you sacrifice your body a little bit. Duffy on the rebound to clean up is Matt Reedy, the junior out of Montclair, New Jersey, to tie the game at 2. Trash turned into treasure.
Number 37 in blue, Matt Reedy. Right place, right time. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. Duffy getting up the hash there. Tremendous take out of him, and then Reedy's just grabbing that ball. The Seton Hall Prep product, actually, from my I'm a former alumni of Seton Hall Prep, for those that didn't know, from my alma mater. Reedy, very high IQ player.
All right, he's a big kid, 6'4", 225. Torrey Pines from San Diego, California. Suchek, feet in front, shot, score. It's down Petramala, and it's 3-2 Tar Heels.
Mason Suchek, the freshman, coming into this game, 6 goals, 5 assists. Terrific move there, showcasing his ability to feed the ball. Petramala cutting into the slot there. That little twister getting his stick across his body.
Sloat's got one of the two. Johnston the other. Here's Sloat, weaving inside, missed the cage. Kershus plays it to the wing. Papendick picked up by Aschheim. Sloat from the high wing. Trying to sneak inside, body save for Caro. Gianfrancaro. Jake Wilson D'ing up Wertheim. Duffy tried to set the pick. He paid for it. 15 to shoot. Duffy against Wilson. That shot was, I believe, saved. Yes, it was. And Duffy's down. The final play, the game-winning play in that 2010 national semifinal. Walk us through what you're seeing. You're playing hangman with an All-American defenseman in Ken Clausen.
Yep, good buddy of mine. You know, the timeout we didn't really need to be didn't need to talk a lot. We knew we were going to run a particular play, a razor pick.
As we get a goal from Sloat.
Perfect timing
to tie the game at 3.
That gets the crowd going.
The crowd is going. And another strong lefty.
Yep.
Looks like someone I know getting top side here, putting his foot in the ground, is Max Sloat. Again, just using his size. Doesn't matter if it's a shorty or a long pole. Coach Stanowski wants his guys attacking them and just getting top side. That puts you in the best position possible to score the ball.
And sure enough, that's exactly what happened there. You know, he flashed with his right hand, which never happened at the time.
Wambach, Duffy.
Nice save.
Low shot, big save there off the stick of Wilson
run
by
out.
Jamison.
And then that senior class as well. Wax Quinzani, Parker McKee, Terrence Molinari, Wygod. You know, I'm not going to go through all the names, but, you know, they committed to us and didn't leave. So they were just as much a part of it as we were. And so to finish it off, you know, kind of the worst of times and the best of times.
You've been a little good luck spark here for Duke.
I might stay up here the rest of the game,
You
fellas.
might. Graham Blake hits the Blue Devils on top.
Graham Blake's excited. The Harvard transfer. Just a little hesitation move right there. Just showing his posture, lifting his chest up a little bit, dropping it, going, accelerating, getting down the alley. Nothing fancy about that shot, just great placement. And if you're Duke, you have to be happy about not having so many unforced turnovers, stickwork-wise. They've been pretty clean in the perimeter, and they're getting great opportunities throughout the game.
Johnston on the run, his second. It's been the Duke midfield. They've accounted for all 5 Blue Devil goals.
Anish, number 19 in white, Ben Johnston. He's a bona fide All-American level midfielder. I said this last time when I watched him. He's got so much size, so much strength. Look at him put his body into him right here, just getting downhill. You can't stop that. Scoring with his right hand on the run, and he's fired up, bringing energy. And this is what you want to see out of Duke.
Dupuis 50 assists last year, feeding in front. Reedy couldn't finish. And that one gets past Johnson. It goes back to UNC. 6 seconds to go. First half. Here's the shovel. Levy. It's clamped down by Johnson. Time expires.
They figured out a way to find solutions to get the ball, and that's really putting them in a good spot offensively.
Here comes Harshbarger. Over to English. Step down. Corner rocket. And like that, it's 5-4. So you're wondering who are the other guys. Harshbarger and English get the party started.
The other guys, to me, are there. They rely so much on Duffy and on Petramala. I think they have to just let these guys loose a little bit. And you see Harshbarger using his speed there. He stepped onto the scene late. He's a dynamic athlete. And then English, smart off ball, just settling in, not moving too far down so that he moves into the rotation of the Duke defense, settles in, and that shows that off the hip sort of three-quarter shot, low to high.
CJ Costabile here today with most of the 2010 team. Sloat shoots. Porcaro scoops it up. Quick outlet, Koopman. Now the Tar Heels want to run. Petramala low to high, but a bit too high. Matt in the backup. It takes him a fraction of a second to get that shot off with the left. Duffy, Petramala, hesitation, barred in pursuit. Petramala shot, stonewalled by Jamison. Quickly up ahead to Johnston. Let's see if Duke runs. McGuire, trail check from Wertheim, who's now caught on defense. Now Wertheim will run off. McAdory coming out of the box. Pappendick off the skirt of the net. Levy and Egan play catch, part of the second midfield. Egan against Wilson. Plays catch with Petramala. Suchek on the invert. Gets top side, and we're tied.
I gotta say, Nish, I really like this guy, Mason Soucek. This is the second time today that he's shown that he can make plays with the ball in his stick. First time he set up Petramala for a shot and a score. This time, putting his foot in the ground, getting up the hash with his left hand, taking that extra step to greatness. That's showing a lot of maturity out of a freshman here in a rivalry game, not to shoot that shot too early, continue to the front of the cage and get a better angle.
And UNC's won 3 in a row at the dot. Wambach 4th in the nation, tops in the ACC. Make it 4 straight face-off wins. Quick exit. Here's a chance and a score! Parker Hoffman, lightning quick off the wing.
It starts with Wambach winning it to himself and then gets it to his partner in crime, Hoffman, who, fun fact, Anish, he faced off in high school. So he knows where to be on the field and how to support Wambach. I've never seen another player like Brennan O'Neill get shots off as much as he does.
Duffy, Dupuis, save, Jamison. Rebound loose. Johnson shoulders Duffy. 50-50 ball. Soucek had it. He's ambushed. Turnover. Kershus, the 5-star freshman, started on attack. Help coming from Salucci. Pass in front. McAdory got sandwiched, and it's Ashheim off the ground. Here's O'Berry. Dropped it, recovers. O'Berry dumps it to the wing. Duffy's shot turned away by Jamison. Duke the other way.
Yeah, and Duke, for them, I think it's important McAdory gets involved here. I haven't seen him have the ball too much outside of that last possession. And with a short stick, he has to know that that slide is coming quickly. I want to see him get in space, get in the corners, let him use his speed and go for a run versus UNC defense.
Pappendick, crease feed, Kershus. We're tied at 6. First goal from the Duke attack today.
This is a big-time feed out of Jack Pappendick, getting down the alley. I coached him a little bit in high school, and something that always stood out to me is his IQ, his ability to understand where other people are going to be off ball. Kershus does a tremendous job there, moving through that pass. There's a little bit of a window, catching and finishing that high IQ out of Pappendick, and great hands out of Kershus.
Kershus against O'Berry. Draws the slide. Cusalito's shot saved, and Gianfrancaro snatches it out of the air. They teamed up for the first goal of this half. Duke led 5-3 at the break. 3-1 UNC in the third. We're tied at 6. Matten against Wilson. Shot clock at 7. Matten tried to get top side. Ball tipped into the air. Jamison able to make the play. McGuire lost his stick. Now Duke has to work against this UNC ride.
Draw that slide and then pull the defense away from the middle to then make a read.
Duffy, Petramala off the scoop. 8-7-7, cash now.
Petramala said, don't forget about me. I'm still on the field with a little backhand for the go-ahead goal for UNC, up 7-6.
Harshbarger, bounce shot. Rolling toward the corner. Wertheim and Johnson battling. And it's knocked out of bounds, they say, by Duke. I thought UNC knocked that out. Shot clock at 2. Jamison the save. Johnson able to scoop. Now McGuire. 5 seconds. McGuire dumps it downfield on a bounce. Curtius can't catch it clean. Quarter number 3 comes to an end.
Hasn't felt that way all the way. I think they're that much closer after watching them so far.
Sloat's got a couple of goals against the freshman Salucci. Papendick. Bounce shot, save Gianfrancaro. Quick outlet. Hager up, kicks it ahead. Johnston in pursuit.
To stop man-out possession, but in reference to shooting, sometimes it can't just be you get shots. You have to be confident as shooters. Sometimes I look at Duke shooting the ball, and they're just almost happy to get the shot off, and that's just not going to be good enough for them.
Batten gets to the middle, falling down. Big save, Jamison. And now this becomes a big pivot point in a 1-goal game, while Duke has struggled with its man-down unit. 70 out of 74 nationally.
Oh, yeah.
Duffy dropped it. 37 in blue, Reedy, part of that man-down unit. Duffy, Petramala from the outside, save, Jamison. Back to Reedy. Suchek, the man-up goal for UNC, and it's a 2-goal edge.
Mason Suchek, the freshman. I said it earlier, Nish. I really like this kid's game, and he's stepping up in the big moments here today. This is his first opportunity to be part of this rivalry, and he is absolutely making the most of it. You see him there stepping in. I mentioned it before about the Duke shooters. You can't be happy to get the shot. You have to be confident you're going to score it, and you see Suchek there for Carolina, confident as all. It's important that you show up not just in the fourth quarter, and today it just seems like he's not involved, and we're probably going to see him just from his energy and his approach to playing. He's going to turn it on at some point, but for Duke, they have to see him do it earlier in the games.
Aiden Blake brings Duke to within 1.
If you're Coach Stanowski, you are so happy right now. Aiden Blake scoring his first goal of the season off the pass from Oliver, who we've not seen get involved in the whole game either. Just stepping in, that's huge.
Spencer Wertheim inverts Gray. Duffy setting the pick if Wertheim wants it. McGuire all over Harshberger. Ran into a triple team, turns it over, and Menendez picks up the ground ball.
I think they've had a lot of seniors, a lot of transfers come in. This year, not so much. They have a smaller roster. Sometimes that can just be easier to manage when you talk about team dynamics.
Meanwhile, Charlie Johnson is going to be in Owen Duffy's nightmares. There's Cusolito. Over to Aiden Blake from the outside. Big save, Gianfrancaro. Prohashka. Now Aschheim. Spins away from Molliver. McAdory over to Curtius. Hager up, went for the trail check. Duke has gotten almost everything, Jules, from the midfield. Johnston, his shot stonewalled by Gianfrancaro.
Gianfrancaro's locked in right now, Anish.
With Matt, there's the slide by Menendez. Over to Levy, coming off a hat trick against Virginia. He can't shake Charlie Johnson, no one can. Skip pass, quick stick, not there, ball loose. It's going to go to Duke. Blake on the invert against O'Berry. That's Carolina's top shorty. Bounce shot low by Graham Blake. Able to get the rebound. Spins it back to Molliver. Fresh 60. Graham Blake from the wing. Toward the cage. Gianfrancaro there. Carnage in the crease. No call. They play on. Shot clock hits 10. Shot clock at 5. Duffy, skip pass, English with 2, with 1, save, Jamison, rebound loose, picked up by who else? Charlie Johnson, tries to break the ambush, it comes back to Carolina, and now if the Heels run out the clock, they win the game. Matten back to Wertheim, 15 seconds, a long skip to Suchek, he backpedals with 10. Petramala with 6, with 5, heaves it into the skies. Time expires, and UNC with a 1-goal win here in Durham in this rivalry game of rivalry games. And Carolina improves to 9-2 on the season.